Hello, Fearless Swam. Welcome to another episode where we shed light on topics most like to keep in the dark. This is your host, Chubi, and today's elephant is a level 5 elephant. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And just a reminder, we're looking for writers, poets, to celebrate April Poetry Month. If you would like to participate or know someone who would like to participate in our next episode to celebrate April Poetry Month, please send me a direct message on Instagram at No Filters, No Fears. If you're here, you know we are going to be talking about STDs, known as politically correct STIs. April is also National STDs Awareness Month. It is an opportunity to raise awareness about sexually transmitted diseases, including their impact on our lives and the importance of STD testing and treatment. STD Awareness Month also provides the opportunity for us to normalize sexual health through reducing STD-related stigma, fear, and discrimination. But before we get into the definition, just remember there is no shame. If you are sexually active, then there is no excuse not to schedule a confidential STD testing as soon as possible. You can even find same-day STD testing at an urgent care clinic near you. So, for the definition. So what does STD stand for? STD stands for sexually transmitted disease. But a little history: in 2013, many publications, healthcare organizations, and some doctors have stopped using the term STD, sexually transmitted disease, in favor of a new phrase, STI, sexually transmitted infection, which many might say is more politically correct. According to the American Family Care, some people prefer the term STI because they believe it is more accurate. Not everyone with an infection develops symptoms, and since there is technically no disease without symptoms, they say that STI is the more scientifically accurate term. Still, others believe that the term disease increases the stigma associated with STDs, which can stop people from seeking help or informing partners before sexual play. And remember, Fearless Fam, again, there is no shame, no judgment here. As long as you're taking care of your body and you're being safe, do whatever you want with whoever you want. Just be safe and stay healthy. And we do have a 411 with Chubi. All information by the CDC.GOV. Half of all new STD cases in the US are in people between ages 15 to 24. But only 12% of young people say they've been tested in the last year. CDC's latest estimates indicate that 20% of the US population, approximately 1 in 5 people, had an STI on any given day in 2018. And STIs acquired that year cost the American health system nearly $16 billion in direct medical costs alone. In the United States, these are the 8 most common STI: HPV, trichomoniasis, chlamydia, gonorrhea, genital herpes, syphilis, HIV, and hepatitis B. Of the 8, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and trichomoniasis are curable. The others are not, and either need to be managed with medications or, in the case of HPV, routinely monitored to avoid complications like cancer. Chlamydia, black females 5 times more than white females, black males 16.8 times more than white males. For gonorrhea will be black Americans 7.7 times more than white Americans, black males 8.5 times more than white males, black females 6.9 times more than white females. And for syphilis, black Americans 4.7 more than white Americans. HIV, Black Americans 1.7 more than white Americans. HVI deaths from disease, Black Americans with HIV 6.5 times more than the white Americans with HIV. Chlamydia, Latin people, Latinx American 1.9 times more than white Americans. Gonorrhea, Latinx Americans 1.6 times more than white Americans. Latin females 1.4 times more than white females. Latin males 1.8 times more than white males. Syphilis, Latinx Americans 2.2 times more than white Americans. HIV, Latinx Americans 1.2 times more than white Americans. If you stayed this far into the episode, thank you so much. I hope you find this information useful. Now let's talk about protecting yourself. There's several ways to prevent STIs. One of them could be abstinence. The most reliable way to avoid infection is to not have sex, either anal, vaginal, or oral. Vaccination, obviously. Vaccines are safe, effective, and recommended ways to prevent hepatitis B and HPV. HPV vaccination is recommended for preteens ages 11 or 12, or can start at age 9, and everyone through age 26, if not vaccinated already. Vaccination is not recommended for everyone older than 26 years old. However, some adults ages 27 through 45 who are not already vaccinated may decide to get the HPV vaccine after speaking with their doctors about the risk for new HPV infections and the possible benefits of vaccination. HPV vaccination in this age range provides less benefit as more people have already been exposed to HPV. You should also get vaccinated for hepatitis B if you were not vaccinated when you were younger. And fearless fam, please remember, I am not a doctor, clinical specialist of any sort. Just please go to your doctor. Do talk to them about what you're needing specifically, your conditions, whatever it's going on with your body. You're the only one that knows. So always talk to your doctors. Always let them know if you're sexually active. Just do your part in being honest with your behavior and what you do, and so they could help you if you need any vaccinations, medication, whatever the case is. Reduce the number of sex partners. Obviously, by reducing the number of sex partners can decrease your risk of STDs. It is still important that you and your partner get tested and that you share your test results with one another. Again, being honest with your partner about whatever it is. And this one is self-explanatory. Mutual monogamy, meaning if you're in a monogamous relationship, stay monogamous. Don't cheat or don't go sleeping around with the other people, unless, of course, again, you and your partner are already in terms. And the last one, use condoms. Correct and consistent use of the male latex condom is highly effective in reducing STD transmission. Use a condom every time you have anal, vaginal, or oral sex. There are other protection, for when having sex. So please do your research. If you are allergic to latex, there are other kinds that you could use for protection. Again, all of this information, you have to do what's best for you. Whatever you need for you, whatever you guys are talking about in your relationship is how you will proceed with your life. Again, I know that this is a lot of information. It's a short episode, but it's still important for you to take care of your body and be honest with your partners and just everyone. And remember, to pause this video if this is overwhelming, and if it's not, okay, good, let's proceed. I did make this episode level 5 because there's a lot of stigma and fear talking about STI, STDs, sexual behavior, and all of that's normal, and we just need to understand that there's risk and a lot of consequences involving sexual activities. But this is why you take care of yourself and you do what you need to do, and we need to talk about it. We need to make this a normal thing to talk about between relationship, that it is okay be like, oh, I'm gonna go get HIV tested, okay, cool, no problem. But no, again, there's a lot of stigmas behind it, and there's not a lot of conversation. I do have before I share my final thoughts, let's share some quotes. It is bad enough that people are dying of AIDS, but no one should die of ignorance. Elizabeth Taylor. I used this quote before. It is one of my favorites. We have reached a decisive moment for the nation. STDs rates are rising, and many of the country's systems for preventing STDs have eroded. We must mobilize, rebuild, and expand services, or the human and economic burden will continue to grow. Dr. Jonathan Merman. 90 people have swine flu, and everyone wants to wear a mask. 1 million people have AIDS, and nobody wants to wear a condom. Unknown. If you know this quote, please, I tried to look for it, but I couldn't find it. Just leave a comment below on that. We have the means and the knowledge to achieve universal sexual and reproductive health and rights. Meaningful progress is possible. It is affordable, and it is vital. Ann M. Stars. And those are the quotes for today. Well, Fearless fam, my final thought is that it is okay. There is no shame, no judgment. Repeated that multiple times because, again, it is okay. Just stay safe and have fun. I personally feel like sex ed should be taught in schools to this degree, especially in high school. I know in my high school there were a lot of pregnant teens, and I feel like if it was taught a little bit more with taking care of yourself and actually what condoms are there and different things for you to stay safe, and obviously the pill and what men can do, obviously none of that was taught. And now having this issue with sex ed not being taught in school and being actually taken out, I don't think that I don't know how the future is gonna be, but all I know is that knowledge is power, and if people are taught from the teen years how to take care of their bodies, then we will have obviously smarter people in the future, like well educated on sex. And we need to break the stigma around sex and about people who sleep around. And if you're listening to this, I made air quotes because it's none of your business what people are doing with their bodies. But I do feel like talking about STIs and talking about how to protect yourself and be safe, but just still have fun and enjoy the pleasures of sex, because I feel that sex is not to procreate only, it is to enjoy it and have fun in a very safe manner, of course. My thing is their body, their choice, as long as they're being safe. And if you disagree, it is okay. We all have different perspectives on how we feel about, the energy exchanges between bodies. And we all know that. Again, people do what they want with their body. But at the end, this episode is about STIs and how to take care of that, how to prevent it, and how to stay safe while, having fun and doing so. So yes, happy STI Awareness Month, Fearless fam. Remember to do your checkups and to make sure you are healthy. And remember to always talk to your partners about uh, your checkups, whatever, and make sure you're safe. um, Obviously I skipped a huge part of when you should do your checkups, but obviously that is a personal thing. You could do it twice a year, you could do it every 3 months, whenever, or depending on your sexual experience, whatever's happening to you, how many partners you have, and if you're in a polyamorous relationship, whatever the case may be. So that will be up to you to decide. And please just stay safe, have fun, and enjoy it. And remember to use other prevention methods that are out there, and just be safe. And like I always say, stay fearless, everyone.